Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make a new super simple dish. It is a one-pot meal, and it is a Latin-inspired pork and cabbage skillet. So it is so simple that it just has pork and cabbage, and it is, that's it, pork and cabbage and spices. It has pork, cabbage, and spices. So I have 2 pounds of ground pork that I am breaking up right now. And I'm gonna get that started with a little bit of my spices. So I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of pink salt. And then I am going to add 1 more spice while I let the pork start to brown. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You're going to want to make it and try it. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. So 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of pink salt. I can't get that out. And I saw this ground pork at Aldi with the same Never Any brand that has like no hormones and added bad things. And so I decided we hadn't tried it yet, and my husband isn't home for dinner tonight, and so we are going to have this because he doesn't eat pork. So we get to have pork when he's gone. If you like pork in the comments, put like it. If you don't like pork, you could use any meat with this. You could use chicken or you could use beef. If you would prefer, you can switch it out. You don't have to use the pork. But I really wanted to make something new that used ground pork, since we don't usually have ground pork. All right, so I'm getting this all started to mix. And while this is cooking, you could go ahead and cut your cabbage. So I cut 1 head of cabbage, it was like a medium-sized head of cabbage like this. And 5 or 6 cups of nicely small chunks of cabbage, finely chopped. And then we're gonna get this a little bit more browned before we add the cabbage. And then it's just a matter of letting it cook, adding the rest of the spices and letting it cook. So the pork itself has plenty of its own fat, so we're good. I don't need to add anything else fat-wise to it. It already has healthy fat in it. I might serve mine with a little bit of avocado on the top or on the side, or mixed in, like my personal portion. So that would be something. If you would add avocado in it yours, put avocado in the comments. And of course, I'm going to add some cayenne pepper to mine because I want it to be spicy. But I will not be adding that because the girls don't like that spice. So put spicy in the comments if you'll make yours spicy. You could also chop up some habaneros or some jalapenos and put it in here if you do want it spicy. All right, it is getting closer to being brown. So tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video, save it. It is not written yet. This is the first time I'm creating it right now as we speak. And it's not written, it's not up on my website yet. But it will be eventually. It is a brand new recipe. I love skillets because they are easy and they're simple and they are in 1 pot. I can serve it in a bowl. I usually eat it with a spoon. I love that way of eating. So most of my meals are 1 pot meals. But I do have recipes that are not 1 pot meals for sure. Okay, now I want to get it just a little bit more. We've got a lot of little pink spots here that I still want to make sure that don't end as pink spots. And once the cabbage is in here, it's going to be good and easy, but I want to make sure that, it'll cook. It'll cook down. Rosalie, hi. How are you? All right. Now, how did you guys move your body today? Rosalie, did you do any weights or any body weight exercises? Any dumbbell exercises maybe? that we just talked this morning about mussel, or yesterday. I don't even remember if it was this morning or yesterday, but you were on. All right, now I'm gonna go, it's pretty close, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my cabbage and add the rest of my seasoning, my spices. So I have a whole head of cabbage that I chopped up pretty small. So I'm gonna mix this. This is like half of it. Walking, awesome, Rosalie, that's great. I'm gonna mix half of this first so that I can get it more easily mixed. And then I'm gonna mix my other half. Okay, now I'm gonna get my other half in here. Hi, Mary B from Canada. No waits, but a nice long walk. Awesome. Did you get to walk outside, Mary B and Rosalie, or did you guys walk inside? I also got in 2 walks, and I'm gonna go on another walk after dinner. And it was really warm, like 80 degrees at the second walk, but the first walk was like 59 degrees. But it was beautiful. Both of them were beautiful.
So, and we got it out. I don't think.
All right, now get this mixed. You definitely need a big pot for this. If you don't have a big frying pan like this is I think a 20-inch or an 18-inch, then you'll want to use like a big soup pot so that it doesn't go everywhere and that you have enough room to mix it all. Or make it in half, or only make half the recipe. All right, now I've got it all coated in the grease from the pork, and I'm going to add the rest of my spices. Yes, outside. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we're not adding any more black pepper, but we are going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. Ground cumin, I guess it's called. Ground cumin. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. And then 2 teaspoons of paprika, which I'm afraid that I might not have, but that's my recipe, is 2 teaspoons of it. 2 teaspoons of ground paprika. I might have a little bit more in here. A little bit more. I'll get it all out. Oh yeah, some came out. All right, let me get it all out. 2 teaspoons of paprika. And then a teaspoon of garlic powder. Teaspoon of garlic powder. This is also equivalent to 6 cloves of garlic or a half a tablespoon of minced garlic. And then 1 more half teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of oregano. 1 teaspoon of oregano. And a half a teaspoon more, so we already used 1, half a teaspoon more pink salt. I am almost positive that you're going to want to add more pink salt afterwards, but you can never really take away salt, and it's easy to add it to your own portion. And you can't really, like, pink salt is so good for you. It has so many minerals. It's an electrolyte. So it doesn't hurt, but I'm going to, just for the recipe's sake, it'll be after that to taste. I'll probably be adding some more to mine. But I'm going to start with 1.5 total. So now it's just a matter of mixing it and then letting it cook and letting it saute till all the cabbage, all the beef, all the pork is cooked, but also all the cabbage is soft. We want our cabbage to be nice and soft, squishy soft, especially the parts that are the harder parts, crunchy parts, because they become pretty bitter if they're not soft. They are pretty bitter. They become less bitter as they're cooked. And this will cook up real great as a skillet. And then I'm going to serve mine with a few slices, maybe a half, at least a half, depending on the size of your avocado. If it's really tiny, it could be a whole avocado. or like a half an avocado on top, or even a quarter avocado on top, your choice. Gonna be so good. Great healthy fat, high protein, low carb, amazingly delicious. All right, I'll let you see it. Question for you. My mom used to fry dandelion with flowers. Oh, I don't know why not, Wendy. Hi. Coating the dandelion like with flour, like a white flour, right? Yeah, you could definitely do that with pork rinds or even almond flour. But frying them, the pork rinds would work better if you're gonna like fry them. If you air fry them, the almond flour, or bake them, the almond flour will work. But in terms of frying them, I've never fried pork rinds pork rinds are already fried, but I've never fried them like in oil. That's cool. I've never done that. I've never heard of that. This is what this looks like. Well, you'll have to let me know how that goes, or just test it out. Wendy, curious to hear. That sounds, wow, I don't even know. How does it taste? I don't even know how that tastes. Okay. Now, this is it. It's all done. I'm going to add, it's optional. But at the end, you can also squeeze some lime on top. So you can squeeze some lime. You can add avocado. You can add cayenne pepper or jalapenos or habaneros while you cook it, probably, if you're doing that. And then more pink salt to taste. And that is it. So I'm going to put a timer on. I usually put a timer on for like 10 minutes and then see if it's ready. And if not, then I cook it for another 5. That's usually works really well that way. Hi, Renee. Yes, Renee, you changed your profile picture. Awesome. Used to taste like fried zucchini. Oh, interesting. That's so interesting. Yes, Mary B, it's going to be yummy. All right. Here it is. Have a wonderful rest of your night. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.